Paul here from Otherworld Milsim and Jackal Tactical. This is an episode that is not easy for me and probably some of these people sitting here as well, but as of today, Otherworld Milsim is officially no more, at least temporarily. We're on a permanent hiatus. I decided I'm at least taking 2026 off.
So I would use the word indefinite.
Indefinite?
I like the word indefinite with this.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to... I know, with everything that's been going on, this is needed. But I don't like the word permanent with it, personally.
Okay. Well, I'm okay with indefinite. I obviously, what the future holds, there's always a possibility.
If an opportunity popped up for a cool location or...
Yeah, or just, it'd be, we've all, you guys are all my friends. I know we talked about it for some time, and this was coming. We discussed it really hard at the end of 2023, and then I decided to do another year, and didn't like how some things turned out and how, people act, and it's been a lot of things. It's probably the hardest decision I ever made, honestly. It really was, because what I'm gonna miss is seeing everybody all the time. Like I have a lot of lifelong friendships I made through the last 10 years of Otherworld. I mean, I've been hosting games for 14 years. Yeah. It ain't like I just started hosting games last year and I'm done already, it's just, I don't know. I mean, Frankie, I think, said it last night the best. It became a little too saturated, and it's just, the money it was never about the money for me. So, I'm going to lose money, but, it's whatever. The freedom I'm getting back in my life with my family and friends and stuff like that, it's much needed. I worked I worked full-time job, but the last, 10 years, I probably worked 80 hours a week, 7 days a week, to do things like Otherworld. And I just, 44 years old here in a couple days. I'm just ready to take a break a little bit.
Well, early happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't worry, we'll get together on my birthday.
All right.
Damn right we will.
So.
But yeah,
it's like I said, it was a lot of things. Some good and some bad. The reason I'm stopping, but
I'm mildly disappointed we don't get to do my DMR role.
Yeah, I know.
I pushed so hard for that because...
Well, you and Colt.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But, and if in the event that the indefinite becomes, hey, we're throwing a game, it will be in play.
Yeah.
But,
like I said, I'm not going to completely erase the websites or social medias or anything like that. It's just decided to... at least for a mental state, just step back for some time, and we'll see what happens after that. Yeah. I don't want to hate Airsoft,
Right.
I don't want to. I know everyone here has loved Airsoft, and
even Loki.
I don't want to hate Airsoft. I really don't, but it's getting me to that point, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. It's you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of family. Maybe recenter a little bit to doing things that, you love for that reason that you love them. I often equate it to being like you're a professional painter. When you get home from work, do you really want to paint your house?
No, that's why most construction people their houses look kind of shitty because they don't want to go home and do construction,
That's how I was working on cars. It's I work all day on cars. The last thing I want to do is work on mine. Or
yeah, I asked Duct Tape. I was like, hey, you want to come up and we'll have a work party and we'll do the suspension of my Z. He's like,
no.
Yeah. I've been working all week.
Or even like IT. I don't want to go and reconfigure all my crap because I need to at home. I'm already doing it at work.
Yeah, I think, for perspective, for, everybody, all 7 of you that are watching this, 8 now.
Frankie's mom's watching.
Okay, so we're gonna get at least 500 views.
No, that's if it's more on the show.
You know,
Well, if you want to run the show, let us know.
Yes.
I think it is important for everybody to keep in perspective that this isn't just, you know, Paul calls up EMR or Skirmish and says, "Hey, we want to throw a game," and they go, "Okay, write us a check and show up," and then that's what we do. Paul, you know, has spent countless hours on his own and then countless hours again on the phone with me, and we sit there for hours and hours and hours and try to figure out what's going to work, what's going to keep the game fresh, where to put you know, the capture points. They're not just random. We don't just, you know, want to throw a dart at a map or anything.
The missiles we do, but
well, I mean, they get.
flags.
I still can't believe I lost 5 missiles at APOC last year.
Damn it, Greg! You have
But-
one job.
You know, I think, like I said, it's important for everyone to keep in perspective that unlike some, you know, other games that have gone on, Otherworld has always put a lot of background work into the story, the objectives, the game, the map, trying to keep things balanced, ticket sales, rules. I mean, your rules have been, you know, fine-tuned every year since day one.
Well, yeah, I mean, the rules I believe are good, and I've played, you know, been playing airsoft for a long time. I think we figured it was like 30 states I played airsoft in. I've been to like every major producer, and you know, when I first started out, I was like, what rules did I like and what rules did I hate from all these production companies and stuff. And over the years, I made my own rules, and I believe they're that good because lots of fields and other producers we've seen have completely Xeroxed and copied our rules over the years. And at first I was kind of like, it kind of like pissed me off, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, good, that means they're playing good airsoft. Like it just, you know, it's, you know, I mean, we found one the other year, it's like our rules were that Xerox, they forgot to take Otherworld out of a couple places of their rules or whatever. But like I said, it used to upset me, but then I was like, you know what? No, I mean, I feel like I spent a lot of time over the last 14 years of doing events to like really fine tune the rules. Like we made rules that people didn't agree with, and then after they played them, they're like, "Oh, that rule is awesome. That makes sense." Like no reloading on the field, no bleed outs, no like and.
It's important to note also that we've never been above saying, you know what, we did that this one time and it didn't work. We're gonna
well, 100%. I mean, there's rule changes every single year, and that's one of the things like people don't understand is we don't just like.
It's not arbitrary.
We didn't make this. I didn't start Otherworld 10 years ago with like this is Otherworld, and then we're just gonna roll with it without updating or doing anything or changing anything. I mean, I dropped $20,000 into the Skirmish system 2 years ago, and we didn't need it.
But
it didn't
awesome.
change the amount of people that were coming to the game or not coming to the game or whatever. I did it because it was like I thought that was a cool aspect to add to our game.
Yeah, I definitely like having that aspect of just a little more involved. Better points keeping system, and drives you harder to want to gain these points back.
And you're watching it in real time. Like
Watching
it's
it
so
real
fun
time
to.
and-
It's so fun when guys would come off the field and like they're seeing on the screen and they're like, "Oh man, we were losing and now we're like it's so much fun."
For me, it's
To see
we,
that.
we get out there, get the objective, come back because we all get killed, and look and see like I just took all those buildings and they're back again. Great. All right, let's go.
And then also that you can see track your personal improvement as well, or personal score.
It just
I don't do that, but
yeah,
either
it was
way,
just like
group effort.
it was just one of them things where it's like
Oh, another visitor.
I was always all for evolving the company, and I wanted to always do the best games that I could do no matter what it took. And some people probably don't think they were the best games, and some people do, and that's okay. Hey,
Come here. We're trying a new thing today to keep the howling in the background down to a minimum by
letting the dogs hear.
letting the dogs free roam a little bit. And,
He caves, so that's why they're down here.
Yeah, but
yeah.
like it's.
Come here.
I hope people get out of it that I always tried my best to try to please everyone the most I could, even though it's impossible to please everyone. Especially you have these games sometimes with, 450, 500 players. It's just, like I said, it was, and I do want to mention some people, and I'm not going to get everybody, and I apologize, but I have to give a shout out to people like the Mercs and the Bad Influence team and the Wolfpack guys and even some other people like Russ and people that have been involved. Like some of these people have been to like every single Otherworld event. Some of them have been to before we were Otherworld events. And it's like that support that those kind of people gave was one of the reasons why I kept going and I just, like I said, it was hard. This has been hard on me. So that's why we kind of wanted to do a video. I didn't want to. I felt like you people deserved a little bit more than just me put a post up saying we're done and block the pages or whatever.
Or just disappearing. Hey,
and then
no
one thing I mentioned to these guys too that was, it got me thinking a little bit was my son today. This is Saturday. It's the January 10th is today. My son turned 16 years old today, and his entire life I have worked like 80 hours a week and 7 days a week. And it's like I'm ready to like be there for my kids and have time.
I actually have when I started bringing the 4-wheeler up to EMR.
Yeah.
And Logan and I would go out every time to put the props out. That main run from the far spawn all the way down that road. I have video every year with him on the back of the quad with me going like this and us driving the quad down that. If I can find every one of them, because like from him barely being over to see over my shoulder to the point where he's almost like the kid sprouted. He's huge.
Yeah.
But I think that would actually probably be a neat thing if I can find all of those.
Well, not only that, and like we're doing like this podcast and stuff too. Now I feel like I can invest a little bit more time and we can do things like this because I'm not strapped all weekend and like when I get ready for an event. I mean, it's like Frankie knows this a lot too because he helps a lot. But it's like 3 weeks of packing. Easy. Like it's like between the Jackal stuff and the Otherworld stuff and making sure we have everything and it's also a lot when it comes to like designing patches and getting patches made and getting shirts made and getting dead rags made, making sure tourniquets are. It's just a lot. It was a lot, and I had no problem doing it, and like I said, I appreciate everybody. It's just I'm ready just to step back from that for now.
Yeah. So real quick, duct tape. Yes. What is your favorite thing that you will remember about coming to Otherworld events over the years? I mean, obviously, that's where I met you.
Right. And I'd say
but you don't have to say that. I'm just not leading you or anything.
It was what, 2020?
Yeah.
Or no, it was
2021 or 2020?
No, it was 2019.
Was it?
It was Downfall 7 was my first one.
Okay.
So that was what, 20... That was like 2019.
We just did 11 last year, so...
I remember when we had to wear we had the masks.
So that was 21. So
it would have been 21, because we didn't do a Downfall in 20 because the field was shut down for COVID.
Right.
Okay, so then it was 21 was I swear we didn't have the mask for that one, though.
No, we had the...
In 21, we had to wear... EMR required us to have masks, because I got everyone like a custom Otherworld
I have
mask made.
But favorite memory overall is just always just the gear up, going to see everybody, hanging out, and just having fun at all the different events. Mm-hmm. I mean, meeting all you guys. I mean, I'm here now because I decided to get up off my ass and start playing Airsoft and going to Paul's events. I've been to a couple other event producers, but I've never been more involved with anybody else than I have been with you. And that's for a damn reason.
Frankie?
I would say it would have to be just hanging out with people. It's the social aspect. Mm-hmm. Like, I've met so many cool people through Otherworld Milsim and Airsoft in general, but specifically Otherworld Milsim. I can't speak today. But also, too, like, hanging out at the Airbnb or the hotel or wherever. Or,
remember the quinceanera at that one B&B?
Yeah. And then I have a couple experiences at the Airbnb for the team that I'm not going to say on the podcast.
Sock party.
No, not that. No. But
was there a cookie involved?
No, there wasn't I know what you're talking about, but there wasn't a cookie. That'll get us R-rated.
That or a bar of soap.
No. But yeah, the one thing I'm going to miss is the bacon on Saturdays at the Holiday Inn in Gibson.
So the things that you'll miss aren't even related to Paul's event.
No,
but they're
because of Paul's
but
event.
when we've talked about this a lot, like when people be like, I'm sick of like, I don't feel like coming to EMR anymore. I play too many EMR, but it's like that's part of it was coming to the event, but like hanging out with your friends and stuff is like should have been the big part. Like for me, it was like you're not coming because you're like tired of EMR, but you're gonna get to come with like 20 of your friends, have a campfire, hang out. Like it's
good food
and then
trucks.
shoot people with airsoft guns.
Yeah, it's like
to me, Downfall was just a giant frat party.
Yeah,
especially the year the 10th anniversary we did the concert and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that was
Holy crap.
I was
That was a lot
so
of fun.
gone that night. That was hilarious.
but
that was a lot of fun.
I had I'm gonna bring it up.
Poor-
I had gout that weekend
Oh my God.
so bad. But I
That's
refused.
why you're
I
crazy.
refused to miss that concert, and somebody carried me out there and propped me up in a chair so I could watch the concert.
but
that was on that night especially was one of the best memories I'll ever have.
Oh, so that concert, and the BI guys know this. I stayed for a little bit, and then it started to rain a smidge. So I was like, screw this. I'm going back to the team Airbnb. I'm like, hey, I'm not drinking. I'm going back to the Airbnb. Does anyone want anything? And they gave me the list. If for those of you who know, you know. But it was just a bunch of random stuff. Like, it included food, but like a black shoelace and
I need
like
2 avocados,
super
a
glue
snorkel,
and-
and a spoon.
Exactly. It was like stupid stuff like that, and I got nearly everything. Oh, a McFlurry, and then they hid in the Airbnb. Like they all hid around, and they tried to scare me, but they wound up scaring themselves.
Do you have anything about something that you have as like a favorite memory, either player or helper?
I will say, you all know I'm at my age, my body's falling apart, and I'm becoming fairly injury prone. Paul, I swear this is not my entire life. I used to be fairly indestructible, but for those of you that don't know, I am unfortunately the oldest one in the room.
Oh, we know. They know.
Oh, you know, you've definitely let everybody know.
The cane's behind the couch.
But
Walker's over there. That's why you need the quad to get around.
I had I played competitive hockey a lot growing up in a lot of leagues, and but the one downfall, I forget what year that was, but it was the year that we had the squatters in our Airbnb. I'll never do an
That
Airbnb
was eight.
again.
Yeah,
by the
that
way.
was wild.
That was a
So Wednesday before downfall, I decided I was just going to go up to my beer league hockey game and just have a casual hockey game, and managed to tear my bicep. I had to leave Friday morning for downfall to help you set up. I was in the ER. Mind you, I knew that my bicep was torn because it was up here. That's a really weird feeling, by the way. I'm just going to point that out. It didn't hurt, but it gives you like just thinking about it. But so I was basically on almost zero sleep. I had packed up the whole family to take everybody. And we got the Airbnb, and we were going to put these guys in a crate while we came to downfall and have a weekend, and duct tape was going to stay with us and everything. And the whole event almost went to shit because of this. And luckily they said they didn't want to go. But I made duct tape drive me up there anyway.
Carting your ass up there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I played with my arm in a sling and a high kappa, and I had a walkie-talkie strapped to it. And my parents thought I was the biggest dumbass in the world for doing it.
It was still fun though.
But I gotta tell you, it was the first time I ever got to be a CO. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to bail.
That was EXO.
And you were my XO. And, that game and seeing the support from everybody that comes to your games. Hey, man, you good? If you need anything, if you're out there and you need some help. I had a guy, I dropped the mag and I was fumbling to try and pick it up, and someone came over and helped me pick it. It's just little things like that. The level of quality of the people that come to the Otherworld games really shined through that year for me.
When you say that, I want to mention someone who's like that all the time. Ben Fetzer.
Yeah.
Ben Fetzer will never let you walk by him without him offering you a drink, a snack,
Brisket.
whatever. Like,
Ben, I love your brisket, man.
Yeah,
I can't
but-
wait for the next one.
you know, before we close this video up, I do want to say one thing that was like one of the highlights for me, and we did it knowing I was gonna lose a lot of money and lose my ass, but like I had people that I promised we would do this for, and that was doing a game at GTI. I promised Coxie. Coxie was like, that was like his dream place to play, and we had a lot of people tell us they go to games at GTI and they're horrible because they let too many people and you can never get in the buildings and all this stuff. And I'm like, I want to do a game. I want to do a low number count, which we got lower than I wanted. Like I said, we lost a lot of money. But watching the fun that people had at GTI was just awesome. Like, Joe Polinsky and Dan Vargas coming up the hill just slaughtering like 30 dudes, you know, stuff like that, and how they were so happy and everyone was hugging and high-fiving and stuff the whole game. You know, people traveled really far to come to that. A lot of people from New York, like the Mercs guys and Jinja and his crew. And that was one of the highlights for me, even though the game had no financial benefit whatsoever to me.
Well, even me being CO for that event, that's my first time being a CO, and like it was really freaking cool for just the overall hype of it, being there, running it.
To have only 100 players, and that them be on the field the entire 12-hour straight game.
There were guys that at other games I would know where to look for them in the parking lot next to the grill.
There's nobody in the park.
There was nobody in those parking
The people
lots.
played the entire game, like, and then you know. The Frago we did at that game on Friday night was just people say it was like one of their greatest experiences in airsoft.
You're welcome for that.
You know, but it's like that was, you know, I have a lot of amazing memories. Like we could sit here and we could do a 4-hour video of me just talking about some of the greatest things and the baddest things that have happened. But that stands out as like I felt awesome after the event, even with losing a whole year's worth of profits. So.
I know that event cost a lot. It was hard to get together. It was like, if you could have any event still, I'd love it for it to be that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we'll end this video now. We don't want to drag it on. If anyone wants to reach out and talk more, you can message me on social media or whatever. But for now, Otherworld is at least taking a break, and we'll see what the future holds. And I love everybody. I'm going to miss a lot of people. Please don't be a stranger. And
Jackal, it's important to say Jackal Tactical is still
Jackal
still open. We're still doing stuff at the shop.
Jackal's not going anywhere. In fact, we might be some distributors coming up for some brands and stuff like that. So if you need gear, we're still there. But
we're still going to be at the outdoor show.
Yeah, we're still going to be at the outdoor show. We're still going to be vending Bad Blood and vending some other things at the Ashram game. And
I might still go over to Ambush here and there and see if I can get some people to play some pistol games with me.
Yeah, we do some pistol kumite stuff.
Running, that'd be
but
we might still do
like
that.
I said, I'm not.
Depends on how things
I'm not disappearing out of airsoft. I'm just taking a step back.
Yeah, definitely when it's warmer.
Yeah.
Paul and I, one of the conversations real quick before we end that Paul and I had is no more cold games.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Those are the best ones. What are you talking about?
Nope, too old.
I prefer a cold game over a hot game.
Yeah, but like
I like them moderate.
Like I said,
GTI was perfect.
We're not going anywhere. We're just taking a step back, and you still reach out, and we're all still here, and we're gonna still do podcasts, and we're still gonna be at Jackal, and you'll see us at events. But thank you for 10 amazing years of Otherworld. I love you all, and please continue to call your hits.